Normally, an outdated table like this, I would totally pass over in the thrift store. But this time, I did buy it because I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. So after good cleaning with White Lightning, I grabbed Dixie Belles bonding gloss to make sure that my paint had really good adhesion. And I gave it 2 thin coats, waited 24 hours, and then I was able to head right into paint. I call bonding gloss or primer my insurance policy to make sure I know that paint is going to stay. I actually painted it in the wrong color. I wanted to do the sandbar color, but I used burlap instead. So after I got it to be the right color, I went ahead and I'm going to be using Dixie Belles brand new rice paper called Surf's Up. This is just half the paper. I had done a piece previously with the other half with the surfboards on it. So I measured that out to fit across that table, and then we're going to blend out the bottom. I'm using a little bit of water to rip that bottom so it's not completely flat. This makes it a little bit easier to blend the paint in when I get to that step. Now I'm going to make sure this fits. I'm going to wet the whole back of the paper, flip it over, give my top of the table a coat of satin clear coat. This is my preferred decoupage medium compared to some of the others that are on the market, and put that paper down. Because I wet this paper, it's so much more pliable and I can move it around while I'm trying to get it perfectly straight and make sure I have no air bubbles. You can see me lifting and playing with that paper, just gently moving the air bubbles and wrinkles out with my wet brush. Because I wet that paper, I have much longer of a time to play with it without ripping it or damaging it. I'm being very gentle with it, even though I'm picking it up and putting it back down, but I don't want to rip it, so I won't play with it too much. Once I get it down, I move on to letting it dry for a minute, and I tape off these sides because I'm going to give that shelf like a beachy, varied look. Here I have 4 different colors, including a blue, a yellow, a white, and a darker color for in between. I put those colors on, and then I grab another brush and I blend them softly together just to give us a beachy, varied, streaky kind of look, but look how pretty those colors are on that shelf. So once that's down, then I can move on to blending out that decoupage paper on the top where it didn't fit. I grabbed some yellow and then some brown and just kept blending it until it looked okay. I really love how this table was looking, but I knew it needed a little bit of an accent. So I grabbed Best Dang Wax in brown. I'm going to take that wax on a brush and just swipe it into any of those creases and crevices to give me that aged antique look. I'm also going to put it along this shelf where it divides to make it look like old boards. This just gives me that perfectly antique look that I'm looking for in this old beach vibe table. So here's what the whole table looks like. Again, I'm going to show you the before, and then you can see the after, how it went from outdated to Florida updated with my little van, and it matches the chair I did previously perfectly.